Hey everybody, today I'm at ComicCon 2017 day 3/4, depending if you include preview night, with Ken Hall, and this is On the Spot Interviews. Hi, you are my first interview of the day. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so great. Very glad to be here.
Yes.
Wow, Comic-Con. Amazing.
Amazing. And I would say it's especially amazing for you because you truly have experienced every aspect of it, from a bunch of press to a panel to an autograph signing. Like, what more could you ask for? So what's been the highlight of it if you had to choose so far?
Wow, there's been so many highlights. Yesterday was such a wonderful whirlwind of going from interview to photo shoots to meeting fans. I think actually one of the highlights. I got two highlights.
Okay.
The first highlight was actually doing the autograph session
Okay, yeah.
yesterday. We had half an hour, so we got to meet all these fans and just get to chat with them and talk to them and really cool. And the second thing was we had lunch on the Turner yacht, which was pretty awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, it was. We were having lunch on the Turner yacht, and on the side of the Hilton Hotel, there's like a 10-story People of Earth big promo
Yeah, we saw
poster
it
thing.
every time you walk out. It's right there, which is great promo, great
Oh,
advertising,
it's
right?
the best. Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
fantastic. Yeah.
And I know that, of course, besides People of Earth, which we will come back to, you do comedy, you have Two Man No Show, and you actually teach as well.
Yeah.
So what kind of demographic do you like to work with the most? Is there anyone, like any age group that we'd be surprised like that you work with, or?
Yeah, it's really interesting actually. I do a lot of improv and I teach a lot of improv back in Toronto at the Second City and such. And so improv is such a universal art form that I've taught kids up until seniors. And so what I love about improv is that it is for everyone.
It is.
And you could be any age, you could be like anyone,
Anyone,
and you can do it and just have a blast and just have so much fun with it as well. In a way, I actually really like to teach adults.
Really?
Yeah. Because one of my favorite things in about once every 2 months or so, I teach a drop-in class at the Second City. So it's usually for people that have never done any kind of improv whatsoever.
So like me.
Yeah. So maybe Ava. Mondays and Fridays come to Second City, and these drop-in classes. So people, there's probably about at least like 20 adults, and so they're all sitting there and they're very kind of like, oh hey, hi, they're a little shy,
Of course.
and by the end of the class, I've got them all rolling on the ground and playing and
Good
jumping everywhere.
icebreakers. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just I love the idea of showing adults how to reconnect with a sense of play again, because they're like so serious. Kids are great because they're just like, great, we're going to play pretend.
Yes,
And I'm playing pretend
exactly.
right now. But with adults, it's like, but I've got a job and I have responsibilities. So it's like, but you can still have fun.
Exactly. You just you preached my language. I am a huge kid at heart, and hearing you say that, it's so true, because it's so important for everyone to rekindle that sense of youthfulness and love of Disney, right?
Oh my God, Disney. Oh, that should be a separate improv class,
Yes.
Improv for Disney. That'd be amazing.
You should. Okay, if you teach that in the LA location,
Yeah.
please let me know. I will be the first to sign up.
All right, great. That sounds amazing. It was actually really cool. Last December was the first time I actually went to Disney World, and I was like with my partner Becky here, and I was like the best. It was the greatest experience for like 3 days. It's like, wow, this is so cool.
Yeah, I've been to Disney World once. Disneyland, of course, is closer. We're here, but yeah, that's so important for everyone to kind of rekindle that passion, and that's what ComicCon is all about as well. And of course, you've been doing so much with People of Earth specifically here. So I have to ask: do people recognize the cast members out of costume, if it's even called costume, or out of?
Well, they
whatever?
recognize people like the other cast have a much higher likelihood of getting recognized. Like we were going through all the interviews and such yesterday. So like Oscar Nunez and Ana Gasteyer, if you're like getting photos and stuff. For someone like myself, I'm getting off the bus and they're like, "Who's behind him?" Because I just don't have that recognition, as of yet. So it's kind of nice. I have some anonymity. I can walk around. And for the people that are familiar, it's so cool because I just love talking with the fans as well. And I talked to a mother and a son yesterday, and they like genuinely thanked me for like giving them comedy and making them laugh and smile. And then we just had this great sort of like heart to heart of like like how it's also helping me, you know, like to make other people laugh and such. Yeah, it was a really lovely moment. It was right after the panel, and so it's really cool that uh, that some people like do recognize me, and I get to chat with them, and it's really remarkable the how people are receiving People of Earth, and you know, oh, it's a funny show, but it's like that show, like I feel like people, it resonates deeper.
Yes.
It's not just a comedy. It's
No.
something that the characters are so fleshed out and real and empathetic, and I think that's the thing that people really respond to, you know?
Definitely, because comedy is, I mean, of course, we still have the comedy improv shows and whatnot, but as a genre on TV, I feel like it's not as common. So if you can just slip it in there somehow, even if it's nonchalantly, it makes the world go round. I think comedy is a great genre, and I think it's cool how. With People of Earth and then, of course, your own comedy shows, those two worlds are kind of similar but also different.
Yeah.
So, what is the main kind of advice you were able to put upon yourself going on People of Earth from a comedy background? I don't know if that made sense at all.
Well, no, it totally makes sense.
Okay.
I think a big thing for me is like as an improviser, primarily, I've been doing improv for 12 years now in Toronto, and sketch comedy and such with my partner Isaac Kessler from Two Man No Show, and so our stuff has been very unique from the beginning, and because we just like to play together, and he's a bit bigger and I'm smaller, and so we like to wrestle with each other. We're very physical by nature, and we just like to break that fourth wall. So the idea is that when people come to our shows, we just want to have fun, and we want the audience to have fun, but they don't have to just sit there and like watch theater. Like we can be like, great, you can come up on stage and dance with us, or we're gonna come to you and like dance in front of you, kind of thing. And yeah, and so for me, I'm like that sense of playfulness and having fun. And it's also very like clown-esque in that sense too. That's what I felt like I brought to the show. Yeah, I teach clown as well, and clown has been such a like it's great as like a performance skill set, but for me as like a person, it's like wow, you like a lot of like personal growth, like putting yourself out there, being vulnerable, taking risks and such.
Vulnerability, exactly.
Yeah, and I felt like just in that spirit, that's what I brought to the show because as playing Jeff, he he has a very serious moment, but he's got a big heart, I think, you know, and I love the dynamic between like him and Don and Kurt, and there's a lot of playful qualities within that, even though he's like. You know, he can be very upset and very angry.
Yes,
He's still kind of playing being upset and being angry in a sincere way, but it's also like I'm still finding that fun playing Jeff. Like I'm going to have so much fun playing angry and upset. You know what I mean?
But the act of acting angry and upset is part of the fun.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So like for people when they're like first learning improv, they do scenes and they get into a lot of conflict and they start arguing with themselves. They're like, "Oh, that was weird. Wasn't all that fun." But if you bring that sense of like, "I'm going to have an argument with you right now, but we're both going to have so much fun arguing," like to the point where we're like standing up and yelling at each other.
That is
like,
the
throwing
funniest
chairs.
thing ever.
Yeah.
When people like forget what they're even fighting about.
Yeah, exactly.
Or when they are fighting about if they're even fighting.
Yeah.
That's a reference to a Disney show.
Oh, okay.
Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Uh,
You know that show?
I have no.
Oh.
Zach, it sounds familiar. I don't know.
Cole and Dylan Sprouse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Make a note of that.
Okay.
See you later.
Okay, and then I have a couple more questions for you. What does it mean to teach clown? And like, okay, I have a funny story. When I was 5, getting like my 5-year-old kindergarten shots, the nurse dressed up as a clown. And I like clowns, but some people are so scared. And I'm thinking like, you're gonna make some of these kids more scared.
Yeah, it's true. Well, there's like I guess there's like different clowns out there, and a lot of people I think don't really understand what like theatrical, and that's what I teach is more like theatrical clown. So, and I tell that too when I'm teaching a class, for example, where I'm like, if anyone's here that want to make balloon animals, we're not going to be doing that. We're probably not going to be doing that.
Yeah.
So people have that, that sort of misconception of a clown is like, oh, like, like Ronald McDonald, kind of like.
That's what I think, and like the crazy hair.
Exactly, and clown can be like Stephen Colbert, for example, or Sacha Baron Cohen. Like those are what's considered like more like modern day clowns and such. So it's really about just like embracing your inner idiot, as Philippe Gaulier would say. So that's really what it is. It's just connecting and allowing yourself to play an idiot and to do stupid, wonderful things to make an audience laugh.
Which we should be able to do anyway, right? We shouldn't have to use an excuse that we're acting as a clown, right?
My whole life I was doing that. Yeah, I just didn't know it was clown. I'm like, oh wow, I embarrassed myself.
No, it's okay. Great. I do all the time. It's the best. I think it's so fun.
Yeah, and it's good. Like for me, it's really healthy. Because growing up, I was a very self-conscious person and very introverted and such, and it's scary, like that idea of putting yourself out there. But what I've found from doing improv and clown and such is that it's such an incredibly healthy thing to do, to put yourself out there and allow yourself to fail in front of other people and to survive it. And to be like, wow, like that's okay, like great, everything continues on. And you just develop, for me, I found like I just become a lot more comfortable in my own skin, and you can laugh at yourself, and we don't have to take ourselves so seriously all the time. Yeah.
Look at the big picture, people. Life is beautiful, right? Oh yeah, literally, this banner is huge.
Thousands of people.
So nice.
Oh my gosh, it's so exciting.
Well, Ken, thank you so kindly for your interview, and I always end my interviews with the self-promo. So can you give us a couple things, social media, of course, but then also any appearances you have in the near future, if you know the dates on them for improv, and if you don't, just the website.
I have a website. It's thekenhall.com, and my Twitter handle is thekenhall, and my Instagram is thekenhall. Basically, I branded everything is thekenhall. The shirt, the shorts are thekenhall. The Ken Hall coffee. And the thing I would love to plug is People of Earth, because it's starting on Monday, July 24th on TBS. And we're just starting season 2, and I'm so excited and so thrilled. Please watch. It's a really wonderful show. And thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much. Congratulations on being here as a professional guest, and I hope to speak with you again at next con, if not before.
For sure. Thank you so much, Ava.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. That was really